has come and I can't believe it's happening to me. Wanting to sing your song all alone.
Yes, stay tuned. You're watching the Everett Silver Show.
You did almost get her son arrested, and you did give away our church.
Your mother's hungry.
Mama, you invited me to the wedding.
Because your father made me. If I had my way, you would be sitting under a tree in the potter's field with a dunce's cap on in the cold swinging shadow of your favorite Bible hero.
Naomi?
Judas! Just think for once. Judas!
Lynn, how are you doing? It is a pleasure to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you so much, Everett. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm telling you, I am so ecstatic because I'm telling you, I've been following your career for such a long time. Well, folks, my special guest, I'm talking about Lynn Whitfield. I'm talking, you may know her from Greenleaf, Lady Mae Greenfield. I'm telling you, she's won two NAACP Image Award for Best Supporting Actress. She also earned Emmy Award for Best Actress in miniseries starring Josephine Baker story, which I loved. But I've been following you for such a long time. Lynn, let's talk about the obstacles that Greenleaf has taken into our viewers into. I'm talking about unscrupulous world of Greenleaf family and sprawling there in the mega church. What's going on in this fifth and final season?
Oh, my goodness. Well, it appears, as we open this fifth season, they're about to demolish Calvary, the building. It's being taken over by Harmony and Hope. That is quite a lot of jeopardy for the Greenleaf clan. Grace has stepped down because she now has this son that she knew nothing about, who is now in the Greenleaf clan. So we've got that. Charity has decided to sell out to Harmony and Hope because she's in love with this Bill DeMars, as we call him, by his full name, out of disdain. And so she's become a bit of a traitor. Carissa and Jacob are going through marital problems. Sophia thinks she's this woman all of a sudden. And there is just, it is just a beautiful, chaotic mess. Lady Mae is at home. Bishop is still trying to get her to marry him back. They're both at home feeling, absolutely helpless because they're not strutting through the halls of Calvary anymore. They're at home in comfort clothes, feeling very vulnerable. Lady Mae just doesn't know what to do anymore with any of it. So she's fasting and praying. Woo! There's a lot going on. It's going to be very entertaining, very engaging.
Well, let me tell you, Lynn, when you always, to me, bring it to whatever character that you play. I mean, I remember love. There's a thin line between love and hate, but you always bring it. And to see now that when we talk about these lives, these are real issues that are in the church, and we kind of scarcely get around it. But how much is this bringing life, Lynn, to the church world?
So much. We were very concerned when we started the show if it would come under fire from mega churches, but it's been, in fact, just the opposite. They've said, oh, these are stories that need to be told. People change their choir practice night so that they could.
You're right.
I'm serious. So that they could tune in. We've had families of PKs, preachers' kids, all watch the show together because the church is an institution. God,
that's right,
is the constant. Churches are institutions that many of them have now become businesses. So that's why I wanted to do the show. I think it's important to look at the fact that it's not leadership. Leadership should be treated with respect for sure, but not put on a pedestal, not idealize. Uh, we so the job of a pastor is to lead the flock to a personal relationship with God. And pastors, their families, they're only human. So
Yeah.
we're not following them. We need to be listening for God's voice. And I think this show achieves that. You love the Greenleaf family, but you see that they're only human. They make mistakes. They're flawed human beings, and everything you do has consequence. And I think that it's been a very important show for an audience to look at. I mean, if you just look at what goes on in the Catholic Church and the challenges that they're seeing, and what has happened in many, mega churches, so many different situations and mess, and so yeah, I think it's important to look at. I think it's very important, and prayerfully, excuse the pun, we have achieved some of what we wanted to in that regard.
And I tell you, Lynn, I got to tell you, you talking about changed choir nights. At my church, we've changed the time so we can get home.
Oh,
But
that's
I don't know.
fantastic.
I don't know how devastated I would be to know. I think when I first found out that the show may be in its last season or not coming back on, hopefully some things change in that. But I know this is the fifth and final season, guys. You can catch it. That's going to premiere tonight at 9 p.m. But I don't know,
9
man, if I can take the
p.m.
show
and
not coming
8
on.
Central. 9
Yeah.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 Central.
I don't know if I can take it going off, but any last minute things you want to say, because it was just a privilege and honor to have you on the show for all your work. You've been featured over more than 40 films or more. I mean, just doing great things. I'm proud of what you're doing, and I celebrate you.
Thank you so much. Well, I just want to thank you and all of our fans who've supported the show for 4 seasons. Thank you for staying with us through the 5th season. I promise you that it will be a roller coaster ride of excitement. And I encourage everybody to tweet with us and follow up with us. And if you haven't watched it, you can catch it on um, the all of the seasons and on Netflix. So I just want to thank everyone for supporting us and making our show a success. A show can be good, but if people don't watch, you don't have anything going on. And our fans have
Exactly.
stuck with us, and I want to thank each and every one of them.
Well, I tell you, I'm excited again, folks. Scandal, secrets, deception, lies in the house of worship. The final and 5th season of Greenleaf erupts. I'm telling you, on. So you got to make sure you tune in. I'm telling you again, the incomparable Lynn Whitfield. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
In honor of the 20th anniversary of the BET Awards, we're doing it big. Big like rock stars DaBaby and Roddy Ricch. A broadcast premiere from Alicia Keys. Tributes to legends Little Richard and Kobe Bryant. And performances by Jennifer Hudson, Lil Wayne, Megan Thee Stallion, Summer Walker, Usher, and more. Our culture is too big to miss. The 2020 BET Awards, hosted by Amanda Seals, Sunday, June 28th at 8.
Hi, Everett. How you doing?
Amanda, thanks so much for doing the show. I'm glad to have you.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
All right. Well, folks, I have comedian, TV host, and activist Amanda Seals is here with us. She has many talents, and folks, but I tell you, she has the privilege of hosting the 2020 BET Awards. That's going to be premiering this Sunday, I believe, June 28th at 9 p.m. on BET. And so you're talking about celebrating the brightest stars. And maybe you know Amanda, she's got so much going on, from being comedian to creative visionary. From Tiffany DuBois, HBO, Insecure. She does a whole lot of things. So, Amanda, let's talk about the show, because it's going to have a different new format this year.
Yes. And like you said, I have the privilege of hosting it this year. And I really do think of it that way. We are in a time where the imaging and the messaging that's going out has to be done with such acuity and imagination. And so to be able to be in a space to be at the forefront of that with the first award show of the year in this space, I really take that as an honor. And it's going to be innovative and dope and exciting, informative, all the above. And I'm really happy to be a part of that.
Amanda, talk about, because it aims, what better way to talk about the time that we're living in to provide entertainment, relief, and support to our Black community. As we have continued to fight, some of the spread of what's going on with the pandemic as well as our lives. Talk about that, just how it just highlights our gifts.
Well, I think, it's really important that we have spaces to be able to have these conversations, right, and spaces that we can, as Black folks, be innovative and be supportive of each other in a number of ways, whether it's educationally or emotionally, et cetera. So for instance, I created SFB Society, which is my social networking app specifically for that purpose, so that we can fight the power as well as fight for our joy. The show, the BET Awards this year, it's not only on BET, it's also going to be on CBS. So it just creates even a bigger opportunity for folks to be in a safe space for at least 3 hours, a safe space of just celebrating Blackness through music and through the experience and through history. And that to me is very necessary right now.
Because it's going to be like many platforms. I remember you being a part of the daytime talk show, The Real, and there are many discussions that have taken place there, but you bring a lot of energy, brings a lot of things to the show, and I'm just celebrating you. I know we don't have a lot of time, but any last minute things you want to say for what you got maybe coming up?
What I've got coming up is really just, I'm really excited about the advent of being able to be more helpful with people who are on the ground and doing organizing work. And I really want to be better at communicating with them and connecting with those folks and seeing how I can advance their messaging and amplify what they're working on, as well as continuing with my own creative space of SFB Society and, of course, my show, Smart, Funny, and Black. We figured out how to do an innovative show, and so is BET. So this is all in line.
Well, I'm trying to tell you, very funny as well. I love it. Folks, my special guest, again, I'm so glad about Amanda Seales. She's going to be hosting. Make sure you catch 2020 BET Awards this Sunday night, 8 p.m., folks. And Amanda, I'll let you take us out.
All right. Have a good one, y'all. Stay Black.
All right, later. Bye-bye.
Hello, guys. I'm Everett Silver, and you're watching The Everett Silver Show. Stay right where you are and tune in every Friday night right here. I tell you, we're bringing it to you with some more exciting guests this week. So stay right there. You're watching, again, The Everett Silver Show.
Thanks for doing the show today. Well, folks, my special guest is with us. And if you've ever experienced a migraine, you know it's much more than just a headache. And for, millions of people who have chronic migraines, these unpredictable headaches happen about 15 to more days every month. And so June is Migraine and Headache Awareness Month. And joining me today is Dr. Andrew Blumenfeld here, Director of Headache Center of Southern California. And to learn more about this often misunderstood condition and new, hope for patients looking to prevent migraines before they begin, I want to welcome again. So Dr. Blumenfeld, talk about what is a migraine headache and how is it different than any other headaches?
Sure. So your migraine is a disease of the brain. And so there are lots of other neurological symptoms that occur in addition to headache. The patient might develop a blind spot that slowly expands. They might get numbness in the arm creeping into the face. They might have trouble finding words or even appear confused. And then when the headache starts, they often on one side of the head, it can be a pounding pain. It's made worse by moving around. There often is nausea and vomiting with it. They might become sensitive to the lights and the noise. So there are lots of symptoms that occur besides from just headache. And typically, these happen in a distinct attack. It hits out of the blue, and then it can go for 3 days at a time. And during that time, the patient is very disabled, not able to function.
With that being said, Dr. Blumenfeld, how does migraine impact a person's life? I'm sure it does.
Sure. The attacks are hitting them hard, and they have to lie down, so they can't continue to work or be involved with their families. And they then, in between attacks, look normal. And so people often misinterpret this and think that it's not a disabling disease. But the World Health Organization has looked at 400 different diseases and rated them in terms of their disability. and migraine got the #2 rating out of all those diseases in terms of disability. And then it's a common disease. It affects about 39 million Americans, predominantly women. If you look at the statistics for women between the ages of 20 and 60, 1 in 4 of them will suffer with migraine. So we have this very common disabling condition. Unfortunately, doesn't always get properly diagnosed and therefore doesn't get properly treated.
Now, doctor, I'll talk about, though, those with migraines. Typically, I mean, you know, is there any way to manage it?
Sure. Well, the most important is that the patients go in and see the healthcare provider and start having a discussion about migraine. And I think the key there is any recurrent disabling headache, your audience should think about migraine and go in and start talking about it. Then there are medicines that can be used to treat it acutely, but also to prevent it. This is a very important aspect of migraine. In terms of prevention, one of the newer treatments that just got FDA approved is called Vyepti. And this one is very interesting. It's been given by infusion, so intravenously, once every 3 months. So you get 4 infusions across a year. And the medicine then works pretty quickly. Within a day, patients start to see benefit, at least 50% of them. And in the populations that were studied, 1 in 3 patients saw a 75% reduction in their migraine frequency. There are some side effects like a scratchy throat, a runny nose. And I've been working with Lundbeck to increase awareness about migraine because, as you pointed out, June is Migraine Awareness Month. And also I've been working with them to highlight the preventative aspects of Vyepti. I think the most important thing for your audience is to get in touch with their healthcare provider, to start having this discussion about migraine, particularly if they're having any recurrent disabling headache, and then to focus on methods of preventing this from interfering with their lives.
And then lastly, Dr. Blumenfeld, the treatment options are there, aren't there?
There are lots of treatment options. I think if your audience wants to learn more, they could go to Vyepti, vyepti.com, and that website will have information for them.
Well, I want to thank again my special guest, Dr. Andrew Michael Blumenfeld. Thank you so much, sir, for doing the show today. So much wonderful information. Director of, again, Headache Center there in Southern California. Thank you so much for doing the show.
Good. Thank you for having me on.
It's your time.
I'm going up beyond.
And it's my time.
We're just 7 days away from the start of construction on H&H's magnificent cathedral and world headquarters.
You invited us to be free from the tyrannical family that was running this church into the ground.
What are we gonna do, Bishop? We've got to take our church back.
Sunday's coming. It's the last day in this building, but the first day for us.
I am finally AP of an H&H church.
When do you want to get married?
I am waiting for a sign. I need one. Who is he?
You know this revised will is no proof of anything.
You're getting a divorce. Just say it.
If he wants to play rough, game on. There he is.
Well, if you knew what I'd been through, you wouldn't show up unannounced. If I don't marry you, I don't give you a job.
Did you call Dale James the night he died and tell him to come to the church?
Tara James. Tara James.
Rochelle's sister.
The house is in play. We have no idea what Bob Whitmore is hiding.
What did you do?
Better be careful, Grace. No one likes a squeaky wheel.
These green leaves?
Like a bad penny. Just can't get rid of them.
If you wanna know
It's over, I see that now.
where I'm going,
Seed has been buried,
where I'm
but the new plant is ready to grow. We need to start a brand new church.
going up beyond.
Jacob.
Tasha, I need to find Basie.
Grace.
Going up beyond.
So you think you're gonna hold this church together without a green leaf? I'm the key.
Be with my love.
Let's not dwell on the past. Not when we have so much to celebrate. Show me forgiveness where there can be none. Redemption when it's far too late. I want to move forward into the future. With my Lord, yes.
In honor of the 20th anniversary of the BET Awards, we're doing it big. Big like rock stars DaBaby and Roddy Ricch. A broadcast premiere from Alicia Keys. Tributes to legends Little Richard and Kobe Bryant. And performances by Jennifer Hudson, Lil Wayne, Megan Thee Stallion, Summer Walker, Usher, and more. Our culture is too big to miss. The 2020 BET Awards, hosted by Amanda Seals, Sunday, June 28th at 8.
Hello guys, I'm Everett Silver and you're watching the Everett Silver Show. Stay right where you are and tune in every Friday night right here. I tell you, we're bringing it to you with some more exciting guests this week. So stay right there. You're watching again the Everett Silver Show.
You can say hi.
Hi, Everett.
Hey, Winnie.
How you doing?
Thanks for doing the show. All right.
Oh.
Well, folks, I have my special guest with us. And in times like these of uncertainty, many of us are looking for new ways to make our dollar go further. And here were some tips on how to get the best bang for your buck. It's financial expert Winnie Sun is here with us. So, again, Winnie, welcome. And what are some of the ways consumers can make some changes to save big?
Well, thank you so much for having me. And definitely, there's certain ways that you can save some money. First off, focus on your financial plan. One of the things that we love to look at is your budget. Take a look at where you're spending. You know, so many times we feel like, where did all the money go? And the truth of the matter is there's a lot of recurring costs that are pulling at our budget each and every month. So this is stuff like subscriptions. This can be like your internet or your wireless cell phone bill, your homeowner's insurance, your auto insurance. These are things that really deserve some attention from you to take a look if you can find better value, a better cost right now. So for example, one thing that I think everyone should look at is our auto insurance. You know, many of us are driving a lot less than we were a few months ago, and yet we're paying the same amount or just a little bit less on our auto insurance. So I would suggest shopping that around, looking for a better auto insurance rate that meets your needs today. Another area that is a big one is your wireless cell phone plan. Okay, so many times we sign up for a cell phone, we sign up a plan, and we forget about it. But there's some great value out there. For example, I want to highlight T-Mobile's Magenta plan. This is a big one. This can save families $442, and that's all inclusive with taxes, fees, nothing, no hidden fees on this. And they promise you that you won't have an extra cost for 5G service, which we know is so helpful now. And the Magenta plan offers something that a lot of us love and will need right now, which is tons of freebies. Netflix on Us, scam protection, big one, right? Domestic and international travel benefits, and don't forget T-Mobile Tuesdays. This is great. Every Tuesday, you get discounts and freebies, which makes the plan even more fun for you and your family right now.
Well, I'd say there's so many great ideas. And then anything on, because you spoke about some of the things we already have. Any better deals on things we already paying for?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one area too, at the end of the day, we're looking to have more money on our bottom line, right? So many of us just need that extra bit of help. So one area that I have found to be super helpful is Intuit, which is a global financial platform company behind brands that you already know and love, like TurboTax, QuickBooks, and Mint. They use knowledge engineering to create an Intuit Aid Assist tool. This is a big one. And several relief estimator tools. Why I love this is because so many consumers and small business owners are kind of confused about the stimulus package, the CARES Act, what those tax credits are, and what the PPP loans are. This is a site that you're going to want to earmark on your computer, because not only are they going to help you identify U.S. government aid and tax credits, but also as the new stimulus package comes along, hopefully in a few weeks, they'll have more information on there for you, as well as articles on how to really stretch your wallet and save some more money. In fact, I have articles on there to share with you as well. And you can jump on that at intuit.com/financial-tips. And don't forget the T-Mobile website as well, and check out the Magenta plan.
Oh, that is so much great information. Our financial expert, Winnie Sun, has given us some great things. Thanks, Winnie, for doing the show.
Thank you, Everett, for having me.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Seems like forever is coming. I can't believe it's happening to